very particular one. Join me with a clapping ovation for the keynote speech. We're talking about one amazing personality, the former governor of Anambra State and the Labour Party presidential candidate, His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. If you're not clapping, then you're wrong.
Served as governor of Anambra State from March to November 2006, February to May 2007, and from June 2007 to March 2014. In May 2022, he became the Labour Party nominee for President of Nigeria in the 2023 presidential elections. Peter Obi graduated from the University of Nigeria in 1984. Afterwards, he entered business and banking.
Please be seated, please. I was just telling our hosts and all the prominent people here that if they know what it took me to be here this morning, I said I must be here. If you watch, I was at the Redeem event last night. And I was there till 6 a.m. this morning. When I asked an helicopter to come and take me to catch the Owerri flight, and he said to me, they're not allowed to fly till about 8 a.m. I said, I'm the one telling you to fly even in darkness. We'll get to the airport because I want to be in Owerri. And I have to run back to Lagos. I told him, I said, I'm going back to Lagos. This flight has just gone to Abuja. He will come back here. I'm following the same flight back to Lagos because I have an event in Lagos. But I said I must be in Owerri. Luckily for me, when they were doing introduction, let me correct. I know all of you are obedient. But like I said to them when they were doing introduction, I said it is not a Labour Party event. We are not campaigning. We have come here to discuss issues of leadership. Issues that concerns you. And I'm happy that you have wonderful people that I like listening to. When I look at Lisa Soloka, Professor Patu Tommy, and of course my brother here, you cannot have better speakers for this event. It's an unbelievable thing. For me to see two of my teachers in one event. Pastor Tom is somebody I want to listen to in the morning and everything. Even in the politics that I do. You know, today we are not doing politics. We are not party business. What we are starting is a movement. Movement to take back our country. It cannot continue the way we are going today. And that movement, at the height of that movement, Pastor Tommy, Soloka, all these people are at the height of it. Individual company that can generate up to 100 megawatts to generate without license. So somebody who have 50,000 is declaring an emergency. Somebody who have 4,000 is not doing anything. That's leadership. That's what leadership does. So I want to tell you what leadership does. The third biggest country in Africa is Egypt. So after Nigeria, South Africa, 20 million entrepreneurs. And if that 20 million generates half of what Tony Elumelu says generates, which is 5.5, they would have given job to 100 million people. Nobody will be looking for a job in Nigeria. 20% of that amount. But it was consumed because of what I'm talking about, leadership. I went to Egypt to study power generation, distribution, and everything. We have spent how much? $500 billion have been borrowed. If Nigeria has spent 5% of that, which is $25 billion, they would have used it to increase the power generation, distribution, everything to about 20,000 megawatts. If Nigeria can generate 20,000 megawatts today, it has improved that for every 1,000 megawatts you generate in a developing country, you can add as much as almost 1% to your GDP. So if they were able to generate additional 15,000, our GDP would have grown by 15%. Even 10%. And I can tell you, manufacturing would have moved from below 7% today to about 12%, and will create between 4 and 5 million jobs. That's what leadership does. Somebody asked me yesterday about Borno State. What do I think about Borno State? I said Borno State is unfortunate that we have land that are not yielding anything to anybody. You have heard about Sambisa Forest? You have heard about it? That's where the Boko Haram is, Sambisa Forest. You have heard about it? Sambisa Forest is twice the size of Israel. So it's a farmland that nobody's cultivating. Borno State is occupying a land of 70,900 square kilometers of land. And we are looking for food. They won't give it to anybody. They come to share money from oil from Imo State. The state of Israel is about 20-something thousand square kilometers. So, Borno State is almost 3 times the size of Israel. And Israel is doing food export after feeding themselves. Borno State is twice the size of Netherlands. If you minus water, Netherlands is 33,000 square kilometers. Netherlands exported last year food item, agricultural materials, $120 billion. Borno State is not feeding themselves. They aren't exporting anything. If they had done 1% of what Netherlands is doing, it will be $1.2 billion. Multiplied by 600 is 720 billion naira. Their budget is under 150 billion. So 1% of that food export is 5 times their export. That's what leadership does. Your country is not working because there's no leader. Now for next year, I've said we will not allow this vehicle drive called Nigeria to be driven again by drivers without license. If you must drive this vehicle, we want to see your license. So let nobody give us an excuse. Do not listen to people when they say it is about religion or about tribe or ethnicity. I've asked people, do not vote Peter Obi because he's an Igbo man. Is there any way Igbos buy bread cheaper?